So first of all, John, just tell me a little bit about your role within the academy.
Yeah, so I'm the head of coaching, or coach development as it's now called. So it's a really interesting role, a lot of variety, but in essence it's focused around player and coach development, and I'm focused on all of the staff that we have, all of the coaches that we have under 9s through to 21s, and all of the players as well. So I've got quite a lot on my plate.
Yeah, it's quite a wide-ranging role by the sounds of it.
It
But
is,
how
yep.
important is it to this football club when you think of what the academy means
Yeah.
to Blackburn Rovers?
Yeah, I think it's a really key role. The academy here, you know, is the heart of the club really, and we're very aware, all the staff in the building, all the players, we're very aware of the important role it's played over the years and continues to play, and I think it inspires us really. And every time we see a player manage to get even to go up and train with the first team, but certainly then go on to establish themselves and become a regular, I think it fuels the belief of everybody down here, and we get a huge buzz out of that. So yeah, I think we know that the academy is very important here. It's a huge investment that the club make every year, but for that we get to challenge ourselves against the best players and coaches as well on the academy scene in the country, and that's really important for development.
I was going to say, how key is that, sort of providing the coaches and the players with those opportunities to be the best version of themselves?
Yeah, it's really important. I think you've seen with the EPPP since it came in, that there's now a real pipeline of players coming through, young English players going into all of the leagues really, and a lot of that has come through getting the best, playing against the best. So it makes a significant difference to our boys to be testing themselves against the very best players. So we're very appreciative of the investment, but also we obviously need to provide a return on that, and that's something that we're all very aware of, and we all work very hard to try and achieve.
How key is the Cat 1 status then, and sort of keeping that going forward?
I think it's really key because it helps us recruit as well, and it helps us to retain players. So, you know, there are examples that we have at the moment, like Igor, that we managed to recruit from another club who weren't playing Category 1 football. We're able to offer that carrot to that player. We're also able to offer that genuine opportunity to progress, because we have a history of putting players in the team. We've got obviously the consecutive appearances, that's over 700 now, and that's something we want to keep going. But also this summer, and I think it was significant, we managed to retain some of our very best talent, because since Brexit, the biggest Premier League clubs are really coming hard now for young English players. So for us to keep hold of the likes of Silva Eze, the likes of Harvey Higgins, who were being linked with other clubs, shows that you know, we are offering something here that can convince them and their families that they can continue to develop with us. They don't need to go somewhere else.
Is that pathway to the first team perhaps the key element within that? You feel that nowadays the young lads, they want to get that first team exposure and experience as soon as possible?
I think so. I think we saw that with Adam, the opportunity to get in and play Championship football, you know, has enabled him to progress and go past some of his peers. I think if you are a Premier League club, it becomes really, really difficult to get a player in the team. You're competing with internationals really in every position. So where we are positioned in the Championship from an academy point of view, it gives us a genuine opportunity to get players through. But also you need a head coach who's brave enough to put them in. And you know, since Val has come to the club, we've seen that those opportunities open up again. And obviously we've had them previously under the likes of Yondal Thomason, when he was brave enough to put Ash Phillips in the team, and obviously invest his time in Adam. So that's really important, that last bit, because that last step is the hardest step for them to make. And as good as they are, they need an opportunity.
You mentioned Silva before. We spoke to him. We've also spoken to Levi as well. Two very different stories. Does it perhaps show that not every young footballer's journey is exactly the same?
They're all different. They're all different. So Levi's obviously been with us right from the start. We've seen him come all the way through, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. And there was times when we were unsure as to how much further he was going to go. But I think particularly over the last couple of years, you know, he's really, really stepped up, and to come into the youth team setup, full-time football that he's never been in before, and gain the confidence of his teammates and the staff to be made under-18s captain as a first-year scholar is is a really good sign. Silva, very different background, came into academy football later, went into Accrington. They gave him a platform really, and then we've seen, you know, high potential in him, and we've given him a chance, and you know, he's someone that we've got high hopes for as well. But two really good characters, and I think that's the other thing we do well here. We really try to recruit players with a hard-working character and a real desire to want to improve themselves, because ultimately that becomes really important further down the line.
Is there sort of a more holistic view within the academy as well? You want to make good footballers, but good people alongside that as well, and can the two almost go hand in hand?
Yeah, they can. We talk to the parents a lot, because obviously parents are a key part of the process, part of the support network, and we talk to them about you know, the fact that we want them to we want their son to have a really positive football experience with us. We recognise that all of them might not go through, but we want them that, you know, they're here because they fell in love with football at some point, and when they leave us, and they will all leave us, even if it's to go to the first team, we want that love of football to remain. And I think that's really, really important. And again, that helps us with player development, but also recruitment, because we want to try and create that family feel. And I think, although we are a Category 1 club competing against some giant Premier League clubs, I think the feel here is different. I think people feel a different connection, and that's something we want to really try and play on as well.
What has been the secret to our success then? Not just recently, obviously, but over a long period of time now.
That's a very good question, and it's something we do discuss and reflect upon a lot, because we've got to learn lessons from things that have gone really well and maybe things that haven't gone so well. I think I think it comes down to people really. I think it comes down to finding staff who have a genuine love for their jobs, and obviously staff that want to be here and really care about the club, care about the young people that they're getting to work with, and finding talented players, but then also having the skills once they come into us to help them fulfil their potential. And there's been many staff over the years that have contributed to the players we have in the building now, and there's lots of staff that are no longer here who've played a part in it as well. But I think it ultimately comes down to good people and talented people. And you know, if you think of the club motto, which we talk to the players about a lot, you know, we want people to work really hard, but we want people to be really skillful as well. And that goes for the players and the staff. So that sort of runs through all of our work really in every aspect.
How would you describe that feeling when there's been a young lad who's gone through the academy, then gone and actually made it through to the first team?
That's what we all do it for really. That's the magical moment. I think when you work in an academy, there are a lot of you know, it's a fantastic role to have working in football, but it is, you know, there's a lot of dark nights, wet nights here as well, evenings, weekends, a lot of sacrifices that the staff make, you know, not seeing their own families. But when you see the reward of someone going through and contributing to the first team, such as when we had Christie go in last season, it makes you feel very proud, and it just makes you feel so excited for them, because you know what a long journey it's been, and you know all the work that they've put in, and all the work that the staff have put in as well. So it's just very exciting. It's a magical moment really, especially when they first come on the pitch.
And do you think this academy will, going forward, continue to be the sort of cornerstone of this football club?
Yeah, I think it has to. We've got a brilliant reputation, you know, all across the country. We consistently punch above our weight. We're known for having really good players. We're known for being really competitive in all of our groups. And, you know, we just want to keep evolving and getting better and better. Football moves quickly, so you can't afford to stand still. And we have to keep always looking to improve and get better, which we are doing. And yeah, I think the future is very bright for us.